He's trying to get me canceled.
He is.
Damn it, Blake. I told you about this.
Oh, I know comedy.
That's my chopper.
He's
not just some dingbat I found in the strip.
The Dingbat.
Rot your body, rot your brain, rot your immortal soul.
Oh, Paxton.
He's special.
You know,
I'm fat.
because I'm fat. I like fat babies.
You about your, I'm not going to say the whole thing because you need to come watch him live. You need to watch Patrick.
Yeah, come out to the show.
About your mattress story.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, that one made me laugh because
it's always good to meet a fellow bedwetter.
Yeah. Okay. If we could talk about it, we'll talk about it.
That's fine. I mean, I feel like bedwetting, men who wet the bed. I think there is a percentage that they become stand-up comedians.
Oh yeah.
So, Mark Norman is a famous bedwetter. He's got some great material about it.
Thank God. So if we're gonna jump right into this, let's jump right into this because I got some bedwetting stories. But do you have a bedwetting story that stands out?
I mean, yeah. It's actually I don't do this in my act because Mark Norman tells the exact same version from his own life. But I used to go sleep over friends' houses, and there was I always had to worry about like, fuck, what do I do when I wet my friend's bed?
Right.
And my best friend lived across the street from me growing up, and I can remember having slumber parties there. I'd wake up, there'd be piss. And I'd be like, oh, man, I sweat a lot last night. And then he would give me the grace of being like, oh, yeah, that's crazy. And, like, never, like, made a thing of it.
Right.
In my cousin's house, I pissed the bed at his house. I left a trail of piss at any house I slept over in until I finally strengthened my urinary tract muscles. If there are muscles there, I don't even know.
A yellow bed road, if you will.
Yeah. So, I guess that's what really sticks out is, like figuring out how to make up some shit or like secretly do the laundry,
right?
You know, like all that kind of stuff.
I had a bad one, and this is probably the standout in my head of why I quit drinking. But I was hanging out with some college football player for some reason, and he was just a mountain of a man, and there were two hot chicks there. So I was like, oh, I'm going to keep up with this guy.
Yeah.
And then we were doing the thing where you Sharpie on your arm how many you've had.
Oh, shit.
And I looked down and then looked away probably like 10 minutes later, and he had 5 more drinks.
Oh, God.
He ended out the night at like 39, and I ended out the night like throwing up in a hot tub and then waking up the next morning wearing my extra T-shirt as a diaper and
Jesus
having
Christ.
had pissed the bed in this place.
Yeah, that's the thing is when you become a drunk, wetting the bed comes back around.
Oh,
yeah.
And it's a real kick in the dick.
Yeah, and also I do remember in my material I say I wet the bed until 6th grade, which I think is kind of true. Like I think I had like the plastic sheet on my bed.
Yep.
Till very late. Like I'd remember being like, I gotta get rid of this plastic sheet. I don't think I need it anymore. You know, like
yeah.
And it was probably 4th or 5th grade. In reality, maybe 4th, 5th grade, something like that. But like the feeling, like I know exactly what it feels like to lay in a pissy bed where it's not soaking in. It's on top of the plastic and it's like wet. It's not just wet.
It's not damp
sheet.
or soaked
it's
in.
It's not damp.
You're just laying in a puddle.
there's an actual puddle.
It's a puddle of trauma and sad.
That's not really a story, but like that's the level of detail I have on remembering this shit.
Oh man, Ron White had a great bit about that. He was a bedwetter as well.
Yeah.
And he said he went to his friend's house and he peed the bed. And he goes, "Oh man, I pissed the bed. I don't know what to do." And he said, in that moment, I turned old enough to be a mature 8-year-old, and I got out of bed and I just pissed on my friend.
Oh, that's great. That's genius. Yeah. I mean, there's that angle too. I mean, I don't want to put anybody's business out there, but someone very close to me, they were a drunk pisser, but they would piss like just in their pants while up and about. Like they would go into what you'd call a brownout, where you're like functioning, but you're not asleep, and he would just piss his pants all the time.
Oh.
I knew another guy who would wake up and go piss, like he'd take it out and everything, and he would think he was like pissing against a tree or at a urinal or whatever, but like he pissed on his own TV in his room.
I've done that
like,
plenty of times.
Marking territory instinct that we have as like cavemen is like totally interesting to me. Actually.
I know. I've got 4 cats now, and every once in a while I'll wake up and you're like, well, maybe I need to mark mine.
Yeah,
they keep shitting on, or they keep pissing on my fucking clothes that are sitting in the corner.
Dude, do you let the cats in here? Because I don't detect cat anything.
No,
because I'm violently allergic to cats.
Oh,
and
shit.
I feel fine right now.
Okay,
like,
I'm sorry. I usually ask that question
no,
beforehand. You're coming into a cattle cave of just fucking hair and problems. It was supposed to not be.
What's going on with the cat orphanage here in Texas?
So the problem was I got one cat. He got fat and sad.
Yeah.
When I got back from college. So then I got another cat for him, and then they were great. And then I adopted a girlfriend who had a cat. And then the day that girlfriend was moving in, she found a cat in a tire.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And she just played it like, you can fire the cleaning lady. You pay once a month. If we could just have this cat, and I love you so much. I was like, fucking
I like that you
fine.
said you adopted a girlfriend, and then she brought the cats. You adopted a girlfriend who was in a relationship with cats.
yeah. It was a very much it's almost a throuple.
Yeah.
Because there are more times than not that I'm getting pushed away so she could cuddle with her cat.
Yeah.
Or God forbid my cat.
What are the names of your all the cats?
Oh, I've got all the cool ones. I
Yeah.
named my kids Zeus and Shady.
Okay.
And then she's got Tiny and Tofu. And now Tiny is fat and Tofu is a name for sure.
Tiny should eat more tofu and less meat.
There you go.
By the way, Zeus was the name of my childhood dog. So
Really?
Who got very fat because Zeus. Zeus, the negotiation was, please, we'll get a dog. Let us get a dog. We'll take care of it. We promise. We promise. We promise. Of course, we all shirked all the responsibility. My poor mom actually took care of Zeus so much. So much of the dog walking happened because my mom got up and took care of him. God bless my mom. She was basically a single mom to all of us, including the dog. And then when we all left the house, I went to college. My brother went to the military. My sister went to school. Zeus was still at home, but he had become like a neighborhood dog. Like I grew up in a neighborhood, and he would go to the deli, JD's Deli around the corner, and he struck up some kind of relationship with these people where they were feeding him sliced meat out the back door. Like
He's going to be the only dog with gout.
Yeah, no, dude, he was eating so much bologna and ham and whatever. I came home from college. Zeus was fucking fat. Like, he was a fat dog that was eating too much meat. And I was just like, Mom, you got to take him on longer walks because you got to work this off. And now I have a lot of guilt about Zeus because he just didn't come home one day, and we never really heard what happened with him. So, like, I like to imagine he's out there eating Sausalito turkey somewhere.
You figure out that mortadella is actually this cure for dogs.
Yeah, dude, his nitrates must have been out of control. I think he started getting lumpy, too, at the end.
Yeah.
You know, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, but also, like, that's one of those ones where, like, once you go on the search and decide you're doing that, you got to know there's not much hope.
Yeah.
And then you're just finding something real bad or not finding him at all.
Yeah.
I remember there was one time the Zeus, he got out when I was in college, and I was out all night looking for him. And I went to college in, like, a country town.
Yeah.
The thing that our college is known for is its rodeo team. So, like, that's a problem.
That's funny. What in Texas?
In Texas, Tarleton State. It's out in the middle of just, like, dairy cattle
Did
farms.
you say Tarleton?
Yeah.
What the fuck is Tarleton? Because I've
think
heard
the
of
guy that
Charlton or Charleston, but Tarleton sounds like somebody was chewing too much tobacco and couldn't pronounce something.
I think that was the owner, just some guy that owned a duck, and that
Wow.
then started a school. It's got a weird history. Like, we've got a bell tower on campus that's just like the last remaining sniper's post.
I was gonna say, how many people have been up there with a gun?
It very much looks like a type of Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
Hero's Favor or Hero's Honor.
Oh yeah, what was that called? That propaganda film in the movie? Yeah. I drove by the creepy ass. I think it's the Sam Houston statue, that big white statue on the highway.
Yeah,
Is that Sam Houston?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that.
What side of history was he on? Was he a good guy?
He's one of those ones where I don't think a whole lot of people are doing a whole lot of digging.
Yeah.
Because as far as we know, he came down here, started one of the worst cities of all time, and then a somewhat shitty school.
Yeah.
And then if you do any sort of research, you'll probably find terrible things about
And
Sam
that must
Houston.
have been the school, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I just think any statue bigger than life size, like once you get to twice the size of a real person, there's something going on there.
You probably should have done something.
Yeah.
Yeah. That used to always be the stopping point and kind of the cool point of driving to my grandparents' house who live on the other side of Houston. And then once I got to 13, I was like, this is the cool point?
Yeah,
Can we just, like, stop coming to see Grandma?
That's a big drive for a kid, and you weren't you didn't grow up in iPad era, did you?
Ish. I had a little bit of iPad era, but it was...
Are you 24, you said, right?
25. So I never had like an iPad in the TV shows, but I did always have the MP3 player.
Okay, yeah.
So I came in at very like the cusp of technology, and we were also broke my childhood, so
Yeah.
I was a step behind everyone else.
Yeah, yeah.
It was very much like a Footloose setting where like everyone else in the 90s had dial-up and they were still not allowed to dance.
Yes.
Yeah. We
So,
were catching
all
up.
right, long drive to grandma's. What are you playing on the MP3 player? What are your top 3 bands?
That's a good question because it was also preloaded with all of my parents' shit,
Okay.
which is fine. Which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
obviously what I still listen to too. So it's shit like Buck Cherry.
Okay.
My mom is which is so gay, but my mom is the reason I'm a big Eminem fan.
Oh, that's cool.
And you
Wait,
know,
am I the same age as your mom? How old is your mom? How old was she when you were born?
27, I believe.
Oh,
She
okay.
was born
She's-
in
so she's like-
72.
She's like 51 or 52.
Yeah, she's like I think like
Oh,
52
72.
or 53.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm 81. So she's like 8
Oh, you were
years.
saying 1981. I thought you
Yeah.
were saying you were.
No. Yeah, I was born in 1981. I do feel like I'm 81 years old some days. I'm not treating my body correctly right now. So
Was there a jump off point that you like? Did you have a definitive "I'm this years old" when your body officially started deteriorating?
Well, recently we were talking about this before we started recording. I shoot a bunch of stuff. I do a lot of camera work and filmmaking stuff, and I was shooting somebody's special, and we shot everything on 5 cameras. Like everything was locked down on tripods. We just picked our angles. It's a small venue in Brooklyn, but I was like, you know what? We're doing 2 shows. To keep myself entertained, I want to shoot 1 camera shoulder mounted. So I got a shoulder mount with all this rigging and some weights, and about 10 minutes of walking around with this thing, I start cramping up in every part of my body. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I haven't shot something like this in a while, and my body's not ready for it. I'm like, my back, I felt back muscles cramping in a way that I was like, I don't even know there's a muscle there. And then the viewfinder, I didn't get the right monitor to like, so I'm like looking at this camera's viewfinder like this close to my face, and I can't see in focus. I can't see the numbers or the meter or anything like in focus.
Right.
Luckily, all the cameras now, there's like a visual thing it does to help you know when you have the right thing in focus. So I could tell I was shooting in focus, but I couldn't read the digital information.
Your eyes gave.
And my eyes were straining to like, and I'm like, I'm too fucking old for this shit. This is like really weird.
I remember this was.
But yeah, I think around 35 is when things start changing. Like, like if I go on a long walk and I'm like all whooped the next day, like that's a problem.
Yeah, I fucked up my back in high school, so now everything comes a little bit earlier. And I think 25 is the starting of the ending for me.
Yeah,
Because I sneezed on New Year's this year and threw my back out.
Yes.
And I was just like, what a fucking way to go. I'm laying on my cold tile floor.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend is popping champagne to the countdown.
Dude, back pain is the worst. I was once playing like beach paddleball with my little cousin, and the ball we missed, it rolled to my feet, and I bent down and I picked it up, and when I stood up, I just felt something go. Oof. And I was done for the rest of like that whole year. I had back problems. So yeah, it don't worry, it gets worse.
Yeah.
Wait, you're a big guy. You a football player or something?
I mean, I played in high school, and I played everything in high school, and then never did anything with it. I'm just kind of a big for nothing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think tall guys are susceptible to like back pain, like.
Well, I can't remember who said it, but someone said, you're like, notice how you never see a 6'4", 85-year-old man.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I was like, oh, well, at least I'll be done sooner.
Yes. Yeah, I got to hit the gym in a bad way. I'm 44. I feel like shit like a lot of the time. I'm letting myself go, and it's affecting my moods and my brain, but my physical body is all fucked up too. So like I'm kind of like, I think I'm skidding into another rock bottom of some kind, and like hopefully next time you see me, I'll be like, yeah, I go to the gym 4 times a week.
Shredded.
I don't even want to be shredded. I just want to feel good. You know?
Right.
I want to stop binging on like junk food to like, for whatever fucking reason, you know, like.
I know. My biggest, I need sweets.
Yeah.
My parents instilled that in my head. Like, anything good happened, you get a sweet. Anything bad happened, we get a sweet to fix that.
Yes.
So now, like, I always need some sort of sweet treat as a reward. Mm-hmm. And now every night, I'm just fucking dealing with cookie crumbs and sadness because I ate it off my belly.
It's horrible. Last night I was up in or down in Houston with Ian Fidance, and we had our 5th show of the weekend, and finally felt like I had a good show. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna celebrate with a pint of ice cream. I'm eating a pint of Ben and Jerry's at 1:30 in the morning in my hotel bed, watching Forensic Files, poisoning my brain and my body. And he's got to get up for a flight that I'm going to drive him to. We're getting back up at 4 in the morning,
Right.
so I can drive him to the airport. So I sleep for 2.5 hours or whatever after I fucking fill my body with pure sugar, because Ben and Jerry's is not like
No, it's
light.
not regular.
No, and I think it's literally 2,000 calories per pint or something.
Yeah.
So I just wake up feeling like total shit. I'm just like, why did I do that? It wasn't even. I enjoyed it for like 4.5 minutes, and after I had an inch of it, and then I'm like, well, there's no fridge in here. I might as well plow through.
Right. You're like,
You know?
it's just gonna get wasted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't wash ice cream down the sink if it's got hunks of chocolate chip cookie dough in it. I don't want to leave a sink full of cookie dough for these people.
Yeah. In theory, 30% of this ice cream isn't ice cream at all. It's actually just other goodies.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, those are the fucking worst.
So if I shit my pants in your podcast studio, I'm sorry.
It's okay. These are leather for a reason.
Yeah, you just hose them off out back.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's a thing, but I have too much ice cream, and now because of that, I know about GERD at 25 years old, which is not a thing for 25
Is
year olds.
GERD in the throat thing?
Yeah, where
Yeah.
it comes back up.
Yeah.
I'm constantly clearing my throat like I'm my old fucking grandfather.
Same. Dude, I'm always coughing and clearing my throat, and it's going to be the thing that makes my wife divorce me. She's like, that sound, like she can't handle it.
The amount of times a day I hear ugh from like
Yeah.
even the other room, because I'm trying to be courteous and go cough it up in the other room now.
Yeah. We're not supposed to have this much dairy, I don't think, or probably any. But
Yeah. Well, I don't think anyone has like lactose problems. I think at some point your body just does give up on dairy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, like some people last a little bit longer or maybe not. But have you ever gone to a doctor about stomach stuff like that?
Well, what's scary, actually, this is another way I'm noticing my age catching up with me. For a long time, I could eat anything without feeling sick. Like, I've really felt like my digestive system, like, I'm not a person that eats hot wings and is like, oh, I'm going to go shit my pants. Like, I actually always can, my body processes things, you know. It fucking is an
Lucky son of a bitch.
assembly line of solid number twos, you
Your
know?
stomach is a full-on Pennsylvania factory.
Yeah.
Just lumbersome white guys with a big girthy neck.
They're working overtime in there, and it's a unionized shop. Everything's on the up and up, and it comes out solid.
And then government shuts down.
Yeah, well, it's starting to happen because now, I mean, I like ate all that last night, and I've just maybe an hour or two ago started feeling better.
Right.
Just from drinking water during the whole ride up here. So
Right.
yeah, I'm feeling my stomach doing stuff that it never really did.
Yeah, I had all that early on. I think my dad probably gave me IBS, but he also doesn't go to a doctor, so I don't know what I have or don't.
There is also the whole theory of like mind-body connection. A lot of these things are symptomatic of like anxiety or depression or like mental, like unresolved mental shit.
I'm really hoping it's IBS.
yeah. Same with back problems. I read this whole book about. It's called. Dr. Sarno wrote it. It's this famous book, Healing Back Pain, and it's all about how anytime you have a back problem, it's usually it's unexpressed anger. Typically, is this guy's theory. Like if you it's like manifesting in like your body clenching on itself, and he has this whole theory about how slip discs are like a myth, all this shit. I don't know if I believe that. I think there are mechanical problems that happen for people, but like
it's like that episode of Louis where he's meeting the doctor, and the doctor's like, the humans aren't supposed to be bipedal. We grew from quadrupeds, and now your back is standing on a column and it's slipping out. And you're like, do you think that's supposed to work? And he's like, I don't. Or you're the doctor. And he goes, shut up. It was just one of my favorite, because I hate doctors so much.
Yeah,
I went to go see someone for my stomach recently, like within the past year, and my mom's big into holistic shit now, and I just think holistic stuff is expensive pee at a certain point.
Yeah.
And went to go see this dude. He had a fucking ponytail and was wearing a doctor's coat, so I was pissed.
That's hilarious.
And he legitimately told me to eat more colors.
Yeah.
And that was my problem. It's like,
Like
you're not
bright
eating enough.
greens.
Yeah, bright greens and reds and purples. I was like,
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
fucking kidding? Like,
I
I
think-
eat Skittles all the time. What are you talking about?
I think that's funny. I think he was profiling you. He's like, this kid seems retarded, so I'm gonna break it down into the most basic information.
Yeah, do you remember back in kindergarten when you ate crayons?
Yeah.
Kind of like that,
Do
but
that
a
again.
pomegranate.
I mean, it is true. There is something to the colors. Whenever I'm on the road, I end up just eating various shades of beige. It's like fried chicken fingers, French fries, turkey sandwich, turkey club, and then Ben and Jerry's chocolate chip cookie dough. It's all tan foods.
It all just bleeds out into
No.
a peanut buttery mess.
But speaking of the stomach thing, I will say, since my wife and I have been together for the last 15 years or whatever, she has introduced regular use of Pepto-Bismol into my life because she also likes sweets.
Right.
So, like, if we ever eat ourselves to the point where we know we're going to be sick, we'll just take a shot of Pepto-Bismol before we go to bed.
Chaser.
Yeah, like, without even knowing you need it. It's just like a preventative. So, like, that might be a thing to look into.
I might have to start doing that.
Maybe
But
you start your day and end your day with, like, you know how people do the shot of, like, apple cider vinegar?
fish oil. Yeah.
Yeah, just do Pepto-Bismol.
That's not that bad. What's going to terrify me is when I forget and have a black shit. But,
Yeah.
we'll figure that out.
Well, you equalize that by eating beets so that it's black and red.
It's
Just
a
a-
metal album shit.
A Halloween shit.
So I do want to, as much as this is fun and we just get into shit or shoot the shit right now, I do want to give you your flowers because you've done something fucking awesome. You worked on something from Joe List that I watched and I love, Portrait of a Comedian. If y'all have not watched Portrait of a Comedian, please go watch that. You go to Punch Up Live, give an email, and I think it's $6 to watch the full thing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And then as soon as I was like, I mean, I'm a big fan of Joe. I follow what he does. He's talking about it on the regs forever, so on and so forth. And then as soon as he says it's out, I see you on Facebook maybe a month after we met at Addison and say, like, oh, I worked on this project. Everyone give it a fucking... It was like, oh, holy shit.
Yeah.
It was so fucking cool to see that. So could you tell me about the process of working with Tom and Joe and all them?
Yeah. Thanks so much for shouting out the film. We're really proud of it. Yeah, I've known Joe. I started doing comedy like 11 years ago. In March, it'll be 12 years. And when
Congrats. That's, everyone says that 10 years as soon as, like, when the dial actually starts. So you're 2 years in.
Yeah, exactly. And I really do feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I started, I was burnt out as a TV producer. I was like I worked in reality TV and documentary TV for a long time.
No, anything that the people would know? Like
Yeah,
a,
like,
a Love Island type of thing? Or?
MTV True Life was like my main job. Like
That's
I did
fucking
that.
sick.
I worked on like actually the last time I was in Fort Worth, I was filming an episode of True Life called True Life I'm New to America, or it was about immigrants coming here, and
Right.
we filmed this story about this guy who grew up in Myanmar, and he
Holy
was brought here through like a Christian or Catholic mission, and we filmed this whole story about him coming here, learning how to live in America.
Right.
He was working at some pickle factory over here.
Yeah.
Is there a pickle factory? that
Yeah,
you
it's
know of?
something about like Mansfield is like one of the biggest pickle distributors around.
Yeah, I think he worked there. We didn't get permission to film there, but I remember getting up at like 5 a.m. to film him go to his first day of work. And he was living in this like apartment complex with his mom and I think like several siblings, or maybe it was just a bunch of random people from Myanmar. It was like 8 or 9 people living in like a 2-bedroom apartment.
Jesus.
And I remember filming in there, and the mom, whoever was in charge of the cooking, she was cooking all these meat dishes that looked and smelled amazing. It was just like Asian food or whatever.
Right.
But she would take this cooked meat and then like put it in the cabinets and just like close the cabinet, because wherever they were from, they didn't have refrigeration, and they were just
Right.
like. But and I just remember thinking, I don't think you should put your cooked food up there. But like, my job as a documentarian is to just record what's happening.
Yeah,
and
press
I'm not
play.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like intervene here. So anyway, I did that for many years. Loved it in a lot of ways, but I was also an active alcoholic at the time, so I was like
Right.
burning out on alcoholism and workaholism and all this shit. So cut to, I get sober. I'm sober 5 years. I'm still workaholic, doing a bunch of those kinds of projects, and I just totally burned out. And I was like, I always actually wanted to be in front of the camera. I always actually wanted to be a comedian. So at 30, 32 years old. I mean, I tried a few times, but finally at 32 years old, I stuck with it. And I started seeing Joe around, and he quickly became my favorite comic because
Joe's the fucking bomb.
If you like Joe, you know why you like a comic like that. And I would do a thing where I would either shoot video or photos for people on their shows to try to get stage time.
Yeah.
Or just to, like, meet people.
And just get your name out there.
Yeah.
And I mean, once you're starting out, there's a billion people that are just starting out, so you got to get your name out there somehow.
Yeah, and one of the first shows I photographed was Joe doing, like, a 30-minute spot for some fundraiser thing, and he was just so fucking funny. So I started booking him on shows I was producing because I started producing all these, like, bar shows and little shows. So I would book him whenever I could, and we became friendly. And then, the sobriety connection led to some friendliness. And then during the pandemic, we just started talking about movies and filmmaking, and he had ideas for all these different projects he wanted to do. I ended up helping. I edited.
Did you work on Civic Duty?
No,
oh,
that's
man,
so
that
good.
would have been so cool.
It's so funny. I'm not. I respect that kind of filmmaking,
right?
But I'm not that interested in narrative, like fictional.
So
like I like documentaries. Like I like real people. I like gathering a story and trying to figure out how to cut it into something watchable. You know,
and that makes it bleeds into Portrait of a Comedian. So
yeah. So he edited a bunch of clips for him from one of his specials for YouTube, and we just struck up basically a work relationship, like tail end of the pandemic, I guess. And then, he was like, I want to make this documentary about my buddy. I don't know what to do. What do you think? And I was like, well, why don't we go down on a weekend? You're working there at this guy's club, and let's just shoot everything. And that's what we ended up doing. And, it was February of 23. So this February it will be 3 years ago we shot it.
Wow.
And
it just dropped a couple months ago now. So September?
Well, it was a long process. So it premiered in October of last year.
Oh, okay.
Well, it premiered before that. It premiered at last year's Skankfest. I think was the first place it played publicly. So that was probably the premiere.
Wow.
I think that's where it was. Or maybe it was New York. I don't know. Yeah, it was like exactly a year ago it premiered in New York and at Skankfest, and then the Key West Film Festival, and then in Boston in January. So it was basically exactly a year ago that it's a few months ago it came out online for sale.
Right.
But it was basically 2 years of editing. I've done the math recently. It was, I think, 65 days worth of editing.
Jesus.
Basically I would do these long chunks of editing for like a week or two, and then I'd send him a bunch of stuff. Well, actually, the first thing I did was I sent him all the raw footage synced up so that he could watch everything, which he did, which directors don't do.
Well, and that's probably how much time of shot footage? 4 or 5 hours?
I can't. No, much more. It was like 12 or 20 hours, somewhere between 15 and 20 hours of footage, because we just recorded all day, every day for like 4 days straight.
Right. And with someone like Tom Dustin, he's always on.
Yeah, exactly. He's so funny. He's so compelling. He's great. He's great to be around, and you want to just record everything. We synced it all up. We knew we had a story. Thankfully, he was like, did we even get anything? Is this going to make... I was like, we definitely have something. I don't know what it is yet exactly, but we can make something from this.
Right. Y'all collectively said some of the funniest things I've ever heard over the past couple days. We have something.
Yeah. And, I would just, like, edit for chunks of time. And he watched all the footage. He took great notes while we were shooting. And we just talked a lot about different scenes he thinks we could do. And I would take a stab at cutting those scenes. And it was really a cool experience. It felt very collaborative and fun and interesting. But there were times where it'd be like, all right, well, I have to go do this other job for a month. While I'm doing that, you keep watching everything and keep thinking about this, and then we would kind of go back and forth like that for those 2 years or whatever. Jeez. Or year and a half, and it turned out. I'm really proud of how it turned out. There's things I will never forget about it, and I love about it, and there's like plenty things that I regret we didn't do differently, or I wish turned out different, or whatever. But those are all like things I learned from, and we're going to take into the next thing, which is going to be exciting too. So
Is the next thing the Luis J. Gomez one? Are you on that one?
It's
oh,
I think it's
shit.
more. It's going to be about Lewis, but it's going to be
More like
basically
Skankfest?
Yeah. So we'll be there filming everything, and it'll be. I'm like bracing myself for that process again, where I'm like, because now it's going to be 6 times the amount of footage because we're actually bringing 6 producer camera operators.
Are you going to be there this year?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Oh shit, I'm going to be there.
Oh, cool.
I'm just going. I finally bought a ticket for.
Nice.
For anyone that doesn't know, Skankfest is the new Just for Laughs in Montreal. It's all the comics you want to see. It's genuinely where I'm marking off all of my bucket list comics that I still want to see.
Hell yeah.
And I'm going this year. It's the 14th through the 16th. It's in New Orleans this year, which is going to be fucking so cool.
Yeah.
New Orleans is like the one place that I want to retire in the world.
And you can drive there from here, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What is that trip?
Probably like 8 hours. I've done it
Okay.
before, but it's hellacious, but it's the most fun once you get there.
Are you bringing a crew?
No, I'm meeting a couple buddies down there.
That's awesome.
My buddy that got me into stand-up, like, holistically, like, watched these people when we were, like, 10 or 12 or whatever. He been going out, I think, most of the years for the past few years now. And he said, yeah, you're the biggest Skanks fan I know. You got to come out to this. Told me what
That's
to do,
awesome,
get
dude.
the hotels. And this is going to be so fucking awesome. And you're going to be there. You're going to be filming this. This is going to be fucking great.
We're gonna shoot everything. And we just had I hope I'm not speaking out of school here. Joe's been talking about all this on his podcast, so I guess I could talk about it on other podcasts.
Hell yeah.
We just had a big production meeting with everybody who's going to be there.
And if you send me a cease and desist, I'm framing it and putting it on the wall behind me.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Joe knows how to get a cease and desist written, which is something I love hearing him publicly admit is how little he comprehends about legalities and
He's
business.
just a guy.
Yeah.
He's just a funny fucking guy.
He's the most hilarious comic. He's a great guy, and he really wants to make cool shit. He wants to make deep, emotional, hilarious stuff. And
4th of July made me cry.
Yeah,
And, I fucking welled at that shit.
Yeah. But yeah, we had this meeting, and I it made me feel really excited about the project, but also like, oh fuck, we are about to like be in the thick of some shit, and it's gonna be hard to figure out how to tell this story of what this festival is.
Yeah,
'Cause
you
it's
really
gonna
are.
be it's gonna be like a wealth of footage.
Yeah, you're walking into Comedy Woodstock '69 and then trying to get all the things. It's crazy.
Did you ever watch that documentary, Woodstock?
I've seen bits and pieces, but once you watch that and you're young enough, you go, I'm gonna get high like them, and then I just fall asleep.
Yeah, well, that's Joe's vision. He bases all of his documentary vision is around that film and that.
Really?
And so with this festival and that film, that's kind of what he wants, and that's what we were attempting with Tom Dustin, Portrait of a Comedian, but Tom ended up just being so interesting and open and honest and vulnerable about his own issues that it became so much more about mental health and.
That was the one thing that I picked up is not only is it about mental health, but it's not just about Tom Dustin. It's about the life of a comedian that doesn't make it through TikTok.
Right.
Regular people.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, you just reminded me of this soundbite this guy gave at the New York premiere. We did all these testimonial videos, and I actually cut a thing with all those in there, but we never did put it out there. But this guy said, this film is great because it's 90 minutes of really interesting comedy, hilarious, and it's not something you can watch on TikTok for 20 seconds and
you have to sit down and watch this.
Yeah, and I'm proud of that. So thank you for watching it.
Of course, man. Thank you for being a part of that, because TV has changed for me in that I don't listen to TV anymore.
Yeah.
I listen to everyone else's from New York stand-up podcast. That's the TV show. You're like, oh, this is my Monday show. Yeah. And so on and so forth. And, I
Did you get into WTF with Marin?
I never got into Marin until I didn't get into Marin until it was too late, and then I never got into the show. Yeah. But, however, I do now want to go back and watch some old WTFs after the whole fucking burning of every bridge he did.
Yeah. I think his Norm Macdonald interview, Robin Williams interview, some of those the Louis one is great. There's so many amazing interviews. And I'm experiencing the thing where I'm fuck, Mondays and Thursdays, I got to find a new podcast. Yeah. So we'll have to trade.
Thursdays Story Wars has been fantastic.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
been
yeah.
my new
That's fun.
favorite thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy where there's so many things that people built to try and get around the packages problem of cable TV in the 90s and 2000s. That now it's cable all over again, but it's Hulu and Netflix and all these things. So there are people that are making things, putting them out on YouTube or $6 on Punch Up Live or whatever it is, just to actually get some real content out there. It's been fucking great.
Yeah, and while we're talking about it, I'll say if you do the $9 version, there's like a bunch of bonus shit. Like we actually cut together Joe's special Enough for Everyone. That was the hour he was running when he was down there. So I took one of the best shows from that weekend and I cut it together as like basically like the work in progress version of that special. So you can nerd out to that. You can see like the weird tangents and riffs he went on. Him and I did a director's commentary on the film itself, which was interesting because I was like, he came to my place to record it, and I just like set up a camera and a mic for him to do it, and he was like, well, why don't you do it with me? So the director's commentary is him on camera and then me to the side talking way more than I expected to. Because it's just crazy when you make something like that. You end up like, it's like, I don't want to sound too self-important, but it's almost like war because you're like in the thick of this like intense situation. It's heightened reality because you're just thinking like, how am I going to get something usable? It's also like physically demanding. You're not sleeping the right amount.
Yeah, it's the insurmountable moment at D-Day where you're like, oh God, when these things drop, you're like, buddy, you don't want those things to drop.
Right.
You're gonna want to jump into the ocean and swim back home.
Right. And of course, there's no stakes. You know, it's not like my physical safety was in danger at any point. But like, it's just crazy how intense those few days were and how many stories we had from like behind the scenes. So that's the director's commentary, and then a few bonus, like from the premiere's Q&A sessions from the film that were really fun to watch. Actually, we did one in Boston where Tom like killed during the Q&A. Like he said so many funny things. Like he's a one-liner machine.
Right. And
a few of his Boston comic friends were like so proud. I loved seeing how proud people were of him after that night. Because he has what's crazy about a comic like that is I did a show with him maybe 4 years before we made this movie, and I knew Joe was close with him, so I texted Joe. I was like, hey, I'm gonna go do this show with Tom. Do you think I should, anything I should or shouldn't do, like anything I should avoid? He's like, no, he's great. And I was just intimidated by him because every time anything I'd heard of his or like I listened to his album, he's got like a Boston edge to him. And then even the night of, I didn't really get a chance to connect with him because I was like one of 5 people who went up before he did. So we didn't really connect. So I had this whole thing like, oh, this guy's like a hard-edged Boston comic. And then we went and did this film, and he's just like the sweetest guy. And it was like a really just nice experience overall.
He has a very like comic book archetype of like, you sometimes see it where 2 people grow up best friends and then they both get superpowers, or one of them gets superpowers and List becomes Superman and Tom Dustin becomes Lex Luthor. Like he's not villainous by any means, but like once he gets on stage, it is a dark villain's level of fucking murderer's row.
Yeah.
It reminds me so much of when I got to see y'all with Fi Dance.
Oh yeah.
When I got to work with y'all, that was the highlight of my life so far, especially in comedy. Because
nice.
I mean, I got a guest spot at the best club in town and got to work with someone that I regularly watch.
Yeah, dude, Ian is so fucking great. Same with him, man. Like, when you're in New York and you're trying to figure out your own way as a comic, like, some people are really good at approaching the best comics in town and, like, finding ways to become buddies with them and whatever. I've always kept my distance because I'm like, I don't want them to think I want something from them or, like,
there's a much bigger negative connotation that can happen if this doesn't go well.
Yeah. And so I've always been a little intimidated by Ian because he is such a character and he's like a force of nature, you know? And man, getting to work with him has been really cool because I've seen how like really sweet he is, and yeah, like I think he's a great headliner for people to see because he's just you're never gonna see the same show twice.
Oh yeah,
he's just such a generous guy in ways that I didn't expect.
We came out to the show. How I got the spot, even it wasn't like any sort of hookup. I just asked, and it was the only time I've ever asked. But we came to the Friday show just as fans because my girlfriend at that point hadn't been to like any of my people's comedy shows with me. They've just been to like me and my friends' shows.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're like, yeah, you're having fun, but like, let me show you why I'm pissed off that didn't go as planned. Because I want to get here.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when we go see Ian, she's like, oh, this is that guy that you're always playing when I roll over in bed. And you're like, yeah, him and Jordan.
Yeah, yeah.
And then she's fucking dying laughing. But what I was getting at was working with him has to be so opening and freeing to writing new material because he opens you up because he's so, oh, God damn it, what's the word?
It's like in the moment.
Vulnerable and in the moment.
Improvisational.
He'll talk about shit that you're like, oh, my God, if that was my thing. I got anxious for you saying that was your thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, like it's the same attraction I got to Norton. I'm not into trans people sexually like that. All power be to them. But a guy that's so open in a weird time is like, yeah, I date trans women. What of it? You're like, holy shit. I want to hear whatever you have to fucking say.
Yeah, and that does feel like a huge gift because everything I've been working on opening for Ian lately is stuff I was doing like right before the pandemic. I was doing all this open and honest material about stuff with my marriage, with my wife, and things that happened in our marriage. And we opened our marriage and all this crazy sex stuff happened. And I made this whole show about it, and I was like, this is cool. She was the one who was like, you gotta talk about all this stuff, you know. And I was like, all right. So I started doing it, and a lot of my friends were like, this seems like a lot, but whatever. Like, and I was having a great time, and then and I put on like this solo show a few times, and then the fucking pandemic came, and nobody was doing shows. And then my wife got pregnant, and I was like, well, now I'm going to have a kid. Like, do I want to talk about this shit? Is this even... It stopped applying to my life. I wasn't really having this freaky sex life anymore.
Right.
And then I started doing these shows with Ian, and I have a special that just came out in April, and I'm like...
What's the name of that so people can go watch?
Oh, it's called Qualification.
Qualification, go watch that on YouTube?
It's actually not on YouTube yet.
Okay.
It may not... They promised me they would put it on there. Comedy Dynamics put it out.
Okay.
It's free on Amazon right now.
Okay. Go
Amazon
check it out
Prime.
on Amazon.
But it's on any platform, except YouTube. Well, it's on YouTube Play, which you pay for.
Gotcha.
I think it's $3 or something.
Well, go pay $3 for Patrick.
Yeah, please, I would appreciate it. But yeah, that came out, and I was like, well, if I'm going to be featuring for him, I got to think of what to do. I got to try to generate a new act, you know.
Right.
And then I was like, well, maybe I can revive that show I wrote because there's a bunch of funny stuff in there, but it is very revealing, vulnerable, personal shit. But what's great about Ian is like, do whatever his whole thing is like, do whatever is fun for you, and it's gonna be a good show. And he's been great about it. Like just this morning, I was driving him to the airport at 4 in the fucking morning, and he's like, what if you did more act outs about blah blah blah? And he's like, thinking about my act. I mean, I was also like bitching about tough crowds in Houston.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, like I like comedy like that myself, and it feels like an opportunity for me to get into that stuff again in a new context too, where it's like maybe this was all just like a chapter of my life that I can. Because actually, the other night I asked Ian, I was like, dude, when you first started really putting it all out there, how did you deal with that with your family? Like, how'd you talk to your mom about it? And we had a long talk about it, and he was like, actually, for you, I worry about your kid. Like, what about at school? Her friends see this shit. Like, what? And that kind of fucked me up because I'm like, I was hoping he was going to say, just do whatever you think is funny, own it, and fuck everybody. But he brought up like a legitimately good point, and I'm like, oh yeah, fuck.
I do have a child.
Yeah. So I think if I do decide to keep moving forward with it, because originally my vision was like, well, I could fucking shoot this on my own and make another special within a year because I already kind of know everything that I want to be in it.
Right.
And it's sort of like a business decision of like, well, let me just capture that, put it out, and then move on and do whatever the next batch of material it is. But now I'm like, well, wait, is that really worth it? You
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of like I've got one thing circulating right now. It's what I did at the Addison show. It's what I have online for people. Like send me a video. That's what I send them. It's about my uncle. And I probably should not have this joke, but I also make fun of his name. So like I'm not leaving it heir apparent to anyone. You're like, oh, I wonder who that's about.
Yeah,
I'm letting everyone know from the jump. And
right.
every time I go to send it to someone, I'm like, yeah, I need to send this video because this is my best possible video. But I need my uncle to not watch this.
Yeah, that's tough. You have dogs too?
No, they're
Okay.
next door. They're just so fucking loud.
Well, that's tough. That is tough because I have some jokes that I don't ever want my dad to see. And he's not doing great right now. Like he's got some serious surgeries coming up and stuff, and I'm like, the fucked up part of me is like, well, maybe I just won't have to have any of these hard conversations with him, Like it'll be a non-issue soon enough. But there is one that was like publicly viewable on my YouTube for a while that I would send to bookers, and there's one joke about him on there that I'm pretty certain he saw, and it makes me feel bad that I made a joke about it, but it was from a real incident that really happened.
Yep.
And Mike Birbiglia's got a famous quote where he's like, you just make jokes about people as if they were dead. And, if they didn't want that joke told about them, maybe they shouldn't have done whatever they did to make you write that joke.
Yeah. Because in the moment, you're pissed or it's hilarious that this just happened or whatever that emotion is. And then, like, 8 months down the road, you're like, oh, I don't feel the same way anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like going back to what you were saying about your material about your wife. Is like that all meant the same shit, but now that you had the kid, it wasn't even like a. You were saying like it wasn't just all that. Oh, I have this kid and I don't want her to see it, but it doesn't apply to me anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of like I think I have the control to reframe it all and be like, I had this crazy period of life. Here's all this fun stuff that happened. Here's all this crazy stuff that happened. But it's not really who I am now. Like,
right.
I'm just like a regular dude now. So, but about my wife, I had this joke. It's a hack joke. I've heard a million different versions of it now where it's like, oh, my girlfriend wants me to choke her when we fuck, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't like it at first, but then I came home one day and I'm like, did you load the dishes like this? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, how about we have sex? It's basically like, how about I choke you to punish you or whatever? I can't remember how I did it. It was funnier than that, but it was still very hack. But that was like one of my first jokes I ever wrote, and I did it on this Guinness Book of World Records attempt by this club that was in New York. It closed. It was not even a comedy club. It was like a cabaret club, and they were trying to win the Guinness Book of World Records longest variety show ever thing. So it was like literally a 4 day it was 4 days straight of performers, like around the clock, 24/7.
All right, improv, you go up at 4 a.m. No one cares. Just
Exactly. And I think I did have like a 4 a.m. slot. I did a 3 minute or 5 minute set or whatever. They did record the whole thing. You signed a release and everything. They recorded the whole thing and they put the whole thing on YouTube. And I was like 3 days into it, 4 a.m, whatever. My wife's parents and one of their best friends like searched through to watch it, and then they got to watch me make a joke about choking my new wife. And
you don't understand. Like, you haven't lived with her for a while.
Yeah. And yeah, that was like an early lesson in just being like, all right, if I'm going to do personal material, I might just have to be my own public relations person and tell family and friends like, hey, don't watch this.
Yeah.
Like, even with my special, I'm like, I've got to do the thing where I'm like, hey, my special's out, but also, by the way, it's really fucking filthy.
Yeah,
and,
it's out, so turn it on, but then leave the house and just let it play.
Or just send me $4 in the mail. Like, I'd rather you just give me money and support my career, but don't watch my career. Because it's not for you. It's not for my parents and my siblings. Like, it's for strangers.
Don't put anything in the memo or anything like that, because that just becomes patronage.
Yeah.
Just send me $4 and then say nothing.
Because in my special, I make I think one shitty joke about my dad that I don't want him to see, but I'm sure he's seen it. Because, there's a cream pie joke in there. And my dad referenced that recently. He said something like, I was going to come check and see if you were out in the garage, but I didn't want to walk in on you making a cream pie. Or some shit like that. And I'm like, which I actually appreciate because my dad is actually a funny guy, and he can be like a filthy old fuck in a fun way.
Right.
And I definitely overthink like any baggage I have toward him from when I was a kid. Like, I'm over it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit anymore. I love the guy. I want him to go out on a high note. Like, I hope he's not hanging on to anything. And like, the one shitty joke in the special is about him kind of drunkenly abandoning us a little bit.
That's a big thing to talk about, though.
Yeah. And I'm like, fuck.
I thought you were going to say, like, one time he hit me or something. You're like...
Well, that's actually, I was thinking about that. I should write bits about that he never did. He never fucking laid a hand on any of us.
Right.
And, like, that's a big deal. Because I know people had it way worse than we did.
Yeah.
We had it rough enough that I became a fucking stand-up comedian, and all three of us have our own host of mental health and substance abuse and all that shit, all those issues. Like,
if it ever comes up like it's a punchline, I'll say my dad kicked my ass. My dad never once kicked my ass.
Yeah.
My mom kicked my ass, but she was a 5'3" woman, and it didn't hurt.
Yeah.
Because I was taller than her by 4th grade.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were 6'4".
Yeah. I was like, Mom, stop. This is just, you're being a mosquito. This is just pestering.
That's funny.
Well, I do hate to do this, but we do have to go to a show in Fort Worth. We're on a big left. It's not going to make the cut. You can't come out and buy tickets for this. But, hey, we went there. So, please, will you go ahead and plug up your social media so people can find you, watch what you've done. I didn't get to reference it, so I'm going to reference it now. You also worked on Butthole Money with Sarah Tolomash.
Oh, yeah.
Great special. Please go watch that as well. But will you plug up your social media so people can find you?
Yeah, please. I'm on Instagram at It's Patrick Holbert, and I do most of my communicating on there. My website is patrickholbert.com, and my calendar's not updated. I'll be with Ian Fidance a bunch into 2026. I think that I'm doing D.C. with him in November.
Nice.
And, Milwaukee in December. I think it's Milwaukee or Minnesota or some shit. Anyway, bunch of dates with him. patrickholbert.com. There's a bunch of blog entries on there about different specials I've worked on. And yeah, man, thanks for your time. This is really fun.
Thanks for coming all the way. You drove in from Houston today, and then you stopped in before we got a show. So
yeah, dude,
thank you for coming in. You were the bigger piece of this.
I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go drive to the club and find a coffee shop and take a fucking deuce and drink another coffee.
There you go.
But yeah, thanks a lot, dude.
Of course, man. Thanks for coming on. For me, you can follow me at pbailey_comedy and Dingbat District Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Follow us on YouTube if you aren't already. Please subscribe to the channel. We have a new episode every Wednesday on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. And please subscribe to the YouTube specifically because that's where our clips come out other than Instagram and TikTok. Other than that, thanks for watching another episode. Bye.